I'm Cam White with Total Relief Footwear. Um, I'm here with Dennis Baker. Dennis has been in the construction trades now for how many years? About 40?
Over 40 years, yes.
Okay, tell me about your experience with work boots.
Well, what I've always found, Cam, is that work boots typically are, they have been hot, they don't last very long, they're hard on your feet. At the end of the day, you're through working, especially this time of the year when it's hot. You get everything from blisters to sore spots on your feet. The boots are, if you have a steel-toed boot and a plate in the sole, they're very heavy. And once again, the cost is high for those types of boots, and they're required on many job sites, depending on the trade that you're working in. So boots and footwear have always been an issue for most people.
And we've heard that from a number of the people that have come into our store that are looking for safety shoes that are lighter, that are supportive, and that fit their feet better. And we found that with a company called COFRA. It's an Italian company that's been around since 1938. What makes COFRA special is that they are lightweight. There's no steel in them. They're much lighter than regular shoes, but they exceed all U.S., European, and Canadian safety standards. So all of the OSHA regulations these shoes comply with. What makes these shoes really good is not only are they lightweight, but there are a lot of things that differentiate them from regular shoes. So here's the anatomy of a COFRA. First of all, the outsole is heat resistant to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. So it really it's rugged and it holds up to high temperatures. It's also slip resistant and resistant against chemicals such as oil and petrochemicals. What makes COFRAs really different is this layer right here. No other safety boot has this. This is an anti-perforation textile. It's a very dense weave that covers from the heel to the toes, but you can't drive a nail through it. This is actually more puncture resistant than a steel plate, but it still works with the foot. So the shoe actually feels broken in. There's a footbed that provides good arch support and cushioning on your metatarsal area, but this footbed is also removable. So if you have orthotics or if you need orthotic work, you can customize this to the shape of your feet. The toe cap is composite, but it exceeds the crush resistance that OSHA requires, and it has a nice, very soft return around the toe cap, so your toes don't feel the edge of the toe cap. So putting it all together, the entire shoe is going to work with your foot. It feels like a hiker or a sneaker, and you don't have the weight and the extended break-in period that most safety shoes have. Now the COFRAs come in several models. We have a slip-on boot that's good for workers, ranch workers, but this is also the most popular model with people that work in the oil refining industry. Very, very big in Houston and Galveston and Corpus. There are models such as the model that I'm wearing that are just good rugged hikers with shock dissipation inside the heel, and I could just wear these all days. I really don't feel like I'm wearing a safety shoe at all. Dennis is wearing the Austin right here, and Dennis, how does that shoe feel on you?
Feels great, and it's very lightweight. This feels like I've worn this shoe for some time, and it has it's a toe protected shoe, so it's a safety toe shoe. Quite unlike any safety toe shoe or boot that I've worn at all. It's quite comfortable, and I've tried doing some squatting and kneeling down, and oftentimes with the safety toe shoe, when you squat and do this kind of action here, you'll feel the toe start to get into the cap or the cup of that safety toe get into your toes and the top of your foot, and that doesn't happen at all with this. It's really quite comfortable. I could work 8 hours in this from right now without any problems at all.
Great.
Yeah.
COFRA also has several specialty models geared for different industries. This particular model is called the Asphalt, and it's for asphalt workers. You can see that it has a flat, non-marking surface on the bottom of it, but it also has a very special feature. It has a heat-reflective insole that prevents your feet from getting hot. And to test that, they put it in a bed of sand that was heated to 212 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 hours, put a thermometer inside the boot, and the ambient temperature inside the shoe didn't change. So instead of people complaining about their feet getting very hot behind asphalt trucks, you know a few asphalt contractors,
Sure,
don't you, Dennis?
absolutely.
And is that a problem?
Well, this could be related to making money. The productivity of a worker, if they can continue to work without taking frequent breaks because their feet are too hot, adds to the productivity of the job being done. So I can see this adding truly to the bottom line of the contractor.
COFRA also has some other specialty models. This model is called the Sheffield. And this would be good for people that do work on construction sites where you're clearing a site, if you're dealing with plate glass or sharp objects. The water-resistant leather on top is lined with Kevlar. So if a piece of plate glass were to come down and hit this boot right here, it might slice through the leather, but it won't slice through the Kevlar. So your foot may take a bruise, but it won't get lacerated. So this is a really good shoe for people that are in waste management. Once again, the shoe is very flexible, feels broken, and works in with the foot, and it can be customized to accept orthotics, and we actually have a whole system here that will measure the pressure points on your feet and give you the orthotic support that your foot needs.
How heavy is that boot? Yeah.
You know,
That's
you know,
amazing.
compared
That's
to
really lightweight.
compared to other
Yeah.
safety shoes, it's nothing.
That's lightweight. That's a lightweight boot.
I highly recommend you come in and try COFRA shoes if you live here in Central Texas, if you work on your feet. I think once you try them on, you'll understand that you can wear safety shoes without having to feel uncomfortable. You can have your feet supported, and that's what we're all about at Total Relief Footwear. So that's COFRA. We're very excited to have them, and we're also very excited to be Austin's exclusive retailer for this particular product line.